And now, your main event. Introducing the hosts of Wrestling with Freddie, Jeff Dye, and Freddie Prinze Jr.
What's up, everyone? I hope you're having a fantastic day today, whether you're listening on Wednesday, which is when these all come out, or whatever day is convenient for you. I appreciate you guys tuning in. Got a lot of love for you. Thanks for bearing with me while I was gone. I could probably give some update on the Thursday show of how the movie was and what it was about and all that kind of good stuff. I'm really proud of it and excited to talk about it. And that's more of a Thursday thing than a Wednesday thing. But I'm thrilled to be back. I couldn't watch much wrestling, but I was able to watch Survivor Series, which is a lot better than it used to be. We'll talk some Survivor Series on the Thursday show as well, on some of the best ones, or at least the most interesting ones. Although I will, spoiler, I was never a Survivor Series guy because it was always just 10 random dudes fighting, and you never knew why they were mad at each other. And then Ahmed Johnson would just get mad at everybody, whether they were on his team or not. But we did watch a little pay-per-view on ESPN. The ESPN app is very frustrating. I cannot be alone in this. Hit us up on social, on our Instagram, if you agree, or maybe I'm just old. Maybe you just think I'm old and can't do technology. But I swear to God, I get logged out of that friggin' app once a month. And then I have to do this whole process where I have to do a QR code on my phone and do this text code. I'm like, yo, why can't I just stay signed in? DirecTV never signed me out when I had satellite television. And I could just press a button and it said, do you want to buy Survivor Series? Yes or no? Yes, I do. That'll be $49.99 or however much it cost back then. And I got to watch the pay-per-view, and it was enjoyable and pleasurable, and the experience was positive. And now with all these effing apps and all the extra crap, I thought technology was supposed to make life easier. Why do I have to do more stuff now to watch a pay-per-view or a premium live event, Freddie? Get it right. Why do I have to do more things to watch something when technology is supposed to make life quicker, simpler, easier? It's not. Am I just old and crusty? I am. But is that on the inside too? I always felt I was young at heart. I played video games. I played D&D. I watched pro wrestling. That's young at heart, baby. I love horror movies. Come on. It really frustrated me. It took me like 6 minutes, which isn't long, but considering it used to take 6 seconds, that's stupid. I got really frustrated. My wife and daughter laughed at me. And then finally I got it and got to watch the show. So we'll talk about that today. Alex, our wonderful producer, Marine Corps veteran, made some predictions and got y'all paid. Now let me say this. I'm going to say a lot of nice things about Alex and his picks, but this was an easy show to pick. Come on, man. I didn't even see the buildups for this. And as I'm watching, I'm like, oh, they're winning. Oh, he's winning. Oh, she's winning. Like, come on, man. All right, let's just get into the show. Women's War Games. Team Rhea. She's such a stud. She gets her own team. She's not a part of the team. She's the leader of the team. And it's Rhea Ripley, Io Sky, who you can just put in any story because her wrestling's so friggin' dope that people don't care. They're like, yeah, man, just let me watch her wrestle. I don't care if it's a story for 12-year-old girls because people are jealous, or if she's evil and turning on the current champion so she can be the champion because she wants the gold. The match is dope no matter what, so I don't care what the story is, and I don't think anyone else does either. Charlotte Flair and Alexa Bliss, who were the former tag team champions, but they had beef. They had beef with Team Asuka, with Asuka and Kairi Sane specifically, and they lost the titles. They got misted in the face, which means basically someone spit in your face. Imagine someone spitting in. Did you know that in the state of California, if someone spits in your face, that's assault, and if you punch them out, it's self-defense, and you will not be in trouble. And they can try to sue you, but you can countersue them. You will win. The police will be on your side. So if you live in California and you're listening to this show, and maybe, you had a couple, right? I probably shouldn't be telling you this. And it's not that I've ever done this in the 90s. But you say, you're at a bar and you're accidentally talking to, another guy's girl. You didn't know she was alone. And he comes back from the bathroom and he's hot. He's not having it. and he gives you a little shovey shove. Not super hard because he doesn't want to fight, but he's letting you know he will fight. And so you just kind of deck him before there is a fight. He drops on the ground and the police come, and then you go, yo, man, that guy spit in my face. Well, I just reacted, man. What do you want me to do? And then that officer's going to go, well, actually, in the state of California, you just defended yourself. That's assault. Now, I'm not saying this exact experience happened to me in Newport Beach in 1995, but it could have. And if it did, and I'm sharing it with you, you're welcome. Moving on. Team Asuka and Becky. Shouldn't be Team Asuka and Becky because Asuka really started the beef with Rhea back in the day. So we're just going to call it Team Asuka. It had Becky Lynch. It had Kairi Sane. It had Nia Jax, one of Jeff's favorites. Wah, wah, wah. And Lash Legend, who's really cool. And if you don't know who she is, she's super big too. I like the bigger girls, man. They just look super tough and they look like they can beat asses, and that shit's cool to me. So anyway, here's how we got here. AJ Lee returned all the way back in September when my daughter got her driver's license, I think was the exact day that she made her return. And she's been helping CM Punk against Seth Rollins, who's hurt right now. Son of a bitch. And Becky Lynch. She even made Becky tap out. That'll be a theme moving forward with the two of them. And then Lynch cost her a title shot and then beat her up later. Rhea Ripley and the Kabuki Warriors. This was more of like a juvenile storyline, but remember, they do market a lot to kids. These segments were usually in the first hour before kids have to have dinner and go to bed and take baths and stuff like that. But there was a lot of jealousy. The Kabuki Warriors were so jealous of Rhea and Io's relationship, their friendship. And they would say, no, you can't hang out with her. You got to hang out with us. Again, very juvenile. And then Kairi was kind of torn in between, and Asuka would leave, and you just hear off camera, Kairi! And then Kairi would be like, ah, shit, she's yelling at me. She's yelling at me. That'll be a theme. And eventually, I guess Kairi won't take it anymore, and then they'll have a cool beef, and the Kabuki Warriors will break up. But that's way down the road. But that'll be cool when it happens because they'll have a great match. But anyway, lots of jealousy there. Later on, they got some beef with Alexa Bliss and Charlotte Flair, and I told you they spit in their face, so that's beef straight up. And then they took the titles off them, so that's how we got there. Flair and Bliss joined up because of that. Flair was kind of hesitant. She's like, yo, I don't like Rhea Ripley, straight up. The rest of y'all girls are cool, but Rhea, not cool. And then Bliss is like, come on, just be fucking cool. And Charlotte's like, yeah, all right, I'll be cool. So then they come in there. Now we all got teams. They had chains. They chained people up. We got a really cool entrance from Rhea Ripley. Some people aren't feeling like the cosplay entrances. I thought the best entrance the UFC ever did was when Israel Adesanya came out in full cosplay and did the whole dance, the Naruto dance. I thought that was dope. And then he knocked the motherfucker out. So I think that shit's really cool. I think, I may be an old fuddy-duddy, but I am young at heart, so I still like that stuff. But I think it's probably the older people saying that sucks, like people that are like Jeff's age, because he's super old. I'm like emotionally probably 30, and he's emotionally like, just old and grumpy. I really liked her entrance. I thought it was dope. I did hear some people complaining about it, like, it's just too much now. It's too much. Like, it's not too much, bro. It's art, man. Jackson Pollock wasn't too much. His shit sold for a pretty penny. Relax. You don't know who Jackson Pollock is? Google it. You're going to go, what, man? What the fuck? I could paint that. Shit sold for a lot of money. You should give it a shot. There was a misfire with the mist as Asuka tried to miss the face of Rhea Ripley. Charlotte Flair shoves Rhea out of the way. She saves the woman she doesn't trust. And Lash Legend got the mist instead, which will lead to a storyline between the two of them. Two bad guys going against each other, which would be really cool because Asuka and Kairi Sane are so little. They're like 5'3", 5'4", maybe I'm being nice. And Lash Legend and Nia Jax are like 8 feet tall, 300 pounds of just monsters. They're going to just kill. I'm not saying y'all are, you know what I'm saying. Anyway, 8 feet tall, 300 pounds, you'd be skinny. Anyhow, the finish was Becky. She tried to escape the cage, which if you didn't know the rules, if you escape the cage during the match, you just get forfeited. Your whole team gets forfeited. She tried to call her team's like, yo, what the F are you doing, Becky? Get the hell back in here. And she's been going on like a losing streak lately, Miss Lynch, trying to get other people over, which is cool. She gets pulled back into the ring, and then Rhea Ripley hits her with the Riptide, and that's the name of her finisher, right? Yeah. And then AJ locks in the Black Widow, and Becky tapped out. Told you it would be a theme. And the result, Team Rhea wins by submission, a humiliating defeat. Jon Moxley's been losing by submission, humiliating defeats. We're always stealing from somebody. We're always being inspired by someone else's art. Always. I was inspired. I saw that movie Rental Family, and I always find Brendan Fraser's work to be inspiring. It makes me want to be a better actor. I don't know if it's a wrestling fans kind of movie, but if you're looking for a feel-good movie, it's the opposite of The Whale. The Whale will make you hurt. This movie makes you feel really good. Check it out, man. Our producer, Alex, he predicted this to win, right? But again, easy to do. It's an easy prediction, man. Yeah, the good guys won this match. Bad guys didn't have the chemistry they needed to pull this off. The stakes were bigger for the baby faces. So yeah, they were going to win. But Alex said how they're going to win. And he's done this before, y'all. This isn't even the first time he didn't just guess the victor, but guess the actual finish, as he told you guys that AJ would get the win over Becky with the submission. So he made you guys double money if you trusted him. If you didn't, not trying to say you're anti-soldier, but you didn't trust a Marine. So, I'm just putting it out there. We got AJ Lee versus Becky. They'll have some more fun together. Becky's real money on the mic. And everybody loves AJ Lee. She's got feel-good vibes just flowing from her. Becky's got evil vibes flowing from her. So it'll be a good dichotomy. That's a $5 word, Freddie. Come on. Rhea Ripley doesn't matter. You can just kind of put her in any story. She's so over that everyone will kind of buy it. Io Sky, very similar. People like her wrestling matches so much. They don't care what the story is. They're just like, yo, hurry up, get to the match. It's almost like AEW season 2 when it was just like, yo, these two are awesome. Put them together. Now that AEW's been around a while, they actually have stories and are able to call back to things that happened in season 1, 2, even 3, because they've been around long enough now. I used to be hard on them, and I don't remember what episode it was, but I stopped. I was like, no, they're not having long-term stories because they're not a long-term company yet. But now they're starting to get there, and I think they're doing a good job. Back to Survivor Series. Bliss and Flair, look, eventually they have to break up. I don't know if it's Bliss joining the Wyatt Six or Flair's ego getting in the way and being like, no, I'm a solo act. Get out of here. Here's a boot. Bam. Here's the figure 8. Bam. But you can keep them together for a while longer. I mean, they're good together on TV. They do well with the segments together. They're very like odd couple, very Walter Matthau and Jack Lemony. They wouldn't like that comparison. Whatever. It's all, I mean it as a compliment. And then we spoke about this earlier with the Kabuki Warriors and Lash Legend and Nia Jax. They can have a really cool match just in the difference in body type and how do you chop down 2 trees, not just one. Match of the night? Was it? Nah. Intercontinental Championship. The champ, John Cena, versus, and see, our producer already messed up because he wrote Dirty Dominic Mysterio, and he's not a dirty wrestler. I'll fight that to the end of time. And people talk about the dirty finish on this. What about the dirty finish that John Cena gave when he kicked Cody Rhodes in the nuts? Y'all ever hear of karma? What goes around comes around. The boomerang effect. Any of these ring a bell? So F that noise, man. Not dirty Dominic. Honest Dominic. He's honest about who he is. He's straight up about it. He doesn't try to pretend to be some perfect pretty boy like I had to be in the 90s and all those rom-coms that your girls drug you to that you didn't want to see, but you had to because they were in charge and you were burned in your face. It's okay. I get the hate. I deserve it. But anyway, Dominic Mysterio is awesome. He's in our home once a week, the same way Johnny Carson was in our home every night, or Jay Leno, or David Letterman, or Jimmy Fallon, or Jimmy Kimmel, or whichever one you like or remember. That's how pure and good. He's like Lucille Ball. That's how good he makes you feel inside. That's Dominic Mysterio. He's not dirty. Does he have a mullet? Yeah. Is the mustache awful looking? Yes. Does he cheat a lot? Yeah. But he's not dirty. The man bathes. Anyway, he lost the title to John Cena. And He said Triple H made him wrestle. It was BS. He was probably hurt and injured, still did it because he's the man. But anyway, he demanded his rematch, but he refused to do it the night that he demanded it. He said, I want Cena at Survivor Series in San Diego, which we all know is No, I'm not going to do the Anchorman joke. But he gets to go to his hometown, re-wrestle for the championship, and have his moment. This was the most fun as far as like storylines go, because it was the return of Liv Morgan. But before that, Dom comes down with Raquel Rodriguez and Roxanne Perez. So he's got ladies on both sides. He's all around him. The ladies love him. He's like LL Cool J. Ladies love Cool Dominic. So he comes out. Cena comes out. Even though it's Dominic's hometown, they still give the thank you, Cena. Everybody loves John Cena now. You used to hate him, you dirty mother truckers. But they love him now. And it's his final pay-per-view on ESPN. ESPN, by the way, is so unhappy with the deal. I was talking to a friend of mine who works for Disney, and he was just like, yo, they better make their money back on this deal. Like he said, they're hot. But anyway, you guys, we got to buy more PLEs, a premium. Just call it a pay-per-view. People would remember that, and they would buy them. Maybe. But anyway, Dominic, he did, his eye pokes. Completely legal. If the ref's not going to disqualify you, just ask Cyril Gahn and Tom Aspinall. Okay? If you can eye poke all the fucking time and not lose a round automatically or lose a point automatically, which I guess would in turn make you lose the round. So that's redundant. But, why not do it? Why not do it? If you can kick somebody in the nuts and not lose a point but get a warning and you're in big trouble. I've heard Derek Lewis, the UFC heavyweight fighter, say, yeah, man, I've low blowed on purpose. I was getting effed up. I needed a break. I'm not going to get disqualified, so yeah, I'm going to do it. So if you could do all that, what's wrong with Dominic Mysterio doing it? Nothing. That's what. So anyway, he does the fake injury spot. Raquel Rodriguez and 4'10" Roxanne Perez came and beat up John Cena, which was kind of weird. But party on. Dom hit the frog splash, but the ref was like, yo, I don't know what I just saw, but I'm pretty sure Freddie Prinze Jr. didn't buy it, so I'm not counting. That's what he said. You can see him mouth it. So he doesn't count. On Judgment Day run in Finn Balor and JD McDonough, and they try to help him out. They eat some AAs, and he F's them up, and then Dom grabs the IC title, and he tries to hit Cena with it, but Cena ducks, and he hits him with the attitude adjustment. There's no referee to count. And here comes Liv Morgan. And the music hits and the people go crazy. Everybody loves Liv Morgan. And she comes down and runs down. Doesn't skip like AJ. She runs down. Her man's in trouble. Or maybe she's mad at him. We don't know. And she slides into the ring and she goes up to Dom and she slaps him across the face. Wish she would have slapped him a little bit harder than what it looked like. But she slaps Dom across the face. And then she leaps into the arms of John Cena and then gives the same reaction that John gave to The Rock when The Rock was like, yo, cut his throat, John. And John was like, yo, you got it. I'm corporate now. Fwapa! She got him with that. Karma, suck on that, Cena. And so he goes down and then Liv nails Cena with the title belt. Dom hits another 619, another frog splash. The referee comes back. And Dom pins him. Uno, dos, tres. Shout out to Chad Patton, the referee of this match, for not counting on that BS earlier in the match when the girls beat up John Cena. Most of the time, you get you get a count. John would kick out or get a foot on the ropes or something like that. But the ref was like, no, not today. I'm not going to be called a shitty ref on Freddie's little podcast. And so he didn't count. So shout out to Chad Patton. We don't give the refs love enough, and we don't mention their names enough. When they do good stuff, we got to remember that's Chad Patton, baby. So the winner's Dominic Mysterio by pinfall. He now becomes a 2-time Intercontinental Champion and has only not been champion for like 2 weeks, which is pretty cool. He can be like a honky-tonk style champion where he's always, doing dirty stuff and winning. Dirty stuff. It's not that dirty. Once again, our producer picked Dirty Dom to win it and take back his IC title. He predicted Liv Morgan would return and kick John Cena in the nuts, which is no, he didn't do that part. But he did predict that Dirty Dom would win. John Cena's just got one match left, man. He's got one freaking match left. Jeff would say this is BS, that they never retire and he'll always come back for one more in like 3 years, 4 years, 5 years, whatever. If he wants to, they'll say yes. But I don't know, dude. John is a convicted dude. Like, I didn't know him that well, but I worked there long enough to know that he practices a very specific discipline, self-discipline in his life that is repetitive in a good way, like creature of habit kind of stuff. The way he takes care of himself as a discipline, the way he works at his craft is a discipline. And I think when he says something, he means it. So I don't know. I mean, he might come back and say what up to the crowd, but if he says I'm done wrestling, I think the dude might actually be done. Because he kind of lived the gimmick. He brought a lot of what made him successful to the John Cena character as well as his version of, the face of the company. So I don't know, man. He might be done. But he's got one match left, and it's going to be the winner of the John Cena tournament. What's it called? The John Cena Open? I think that's what it's called. He has to wait to see who he's going to face. We shall see. It'll be Saturday night's main event, which is a cool way to go out, man. He's trying to put a show over. A whole show, and people will actually watch, and it'll get a number, which is cool. So much so that AEW knows it's going to be a big moment as well. And Tony Khan, he fancies himself a historian in his own right, and he loves professional wrestling. No one can deny that. So the December 13th episode of Collision will be taped it's going to be taped in Cardiff, Wales, by the way. That's going to be a hot freaking crowd. They're going to go bananas for professional wrestling there. That's going to air at 4:30 p.m. Eastern Time, 1:30 p.m. Pacific Time, to avoid going head-to-head with WWE Saturday Night's main event and kind of give the spotlight to John Cena, which is the professional thing to say. But also, we don't want to get crushed in the ratings. We're not going to do a big number at this hour, but at least it'll be better than no number because everyone's going to want to watch John's last match. So it helps both sides out, and I thought it was a cool thing. Anyway, Dominic Mysterio and Liv Morgan, in love, power couple. Everybody loves them or loves to hate them. I think the IC title run could last a long time. But what do you guys think? Is he just holding it and he's going to move up the ladder? I don't know if there's room yet. But if there is, there's guys like Javon Evans, Carmelo Hayes. I mean, you could throw anybody in there that you're trying to get a push to. I mean, the way Dominic's going right now, he can get a lot of eyeballs on his opponents because people like watching him. He does good numbers. The crowd's excited for him. They root for the person he's wrestling against more often than not because they're in on it, right? They want to be a part of the show and they like his story, so they want to see it continue going. They don't want to see him turn total babyface yet, even though they do cheer sometimes. You guys are coming around. I appreciate you. But yeah, so they can do that. Judgment Day, there can still be a little jealousy there because he gets all the attention. And the ladies, yeah. Women's World Championship, people. Stephanie Vaquer and Nikki Bella. Nikki pretended to be her bro, but she was really just jealous and wanted her spot back and felt like she didn't have much time left. So she's going to get in there now and she's going to take what's hers. Wrong. That's Charlie Murphy impression. Stephanie Vaquer's not having any of that bullshit. She's going to put her in an arm bar in the ropes and break her friggin' arm. She's going to put the, the devil's kiss, not once, but two times. Once on the table outside when Michael Cole was tripping balls. I don't blame you, Michael Cole. I might have tripped some balls too. Wade Barrett denied to trip balls. He said he closed his eyes. No, you didn't, buddy. You were peeking. She got it back in the middle of the ring. Hit her with another one. Hit her with that sick friggin' corkscrew that she does. What is it, like a 480 corkscrew? I don't know. Spinning corkscrew splash, they call it. It's got to have a better name than that. And she won by pinfall, and she's still the women's world champion because Vaquer's dope. And guess what? Our producer also picked Vaquer to win. This was an easy card, though. Don't give him too much love. It was an easy card. Finally, last up, ladies and gentlemen, the Men's War Games main event. Team Punk, Cody, and the Bloodline, again, should just be one leader in the team, versus Team Lesnar, The Vision, Logan, and McIntyre. Should just be the Vision versus the Bloodline, or Punk's team versus Lesnar's team, or whatever the stories dictate. But you can't just give everyone the leadership. Anyway, we got CM Punk, Cody Rhodes, Roman Reigns, Jimmy Uso, and Jey Uso all on one squad. They don't all see eye to eye. We've seen the beef in the Bloodline, right? Everybody's seen that, but they've kind of sort of come back together, sort of. Jimmy doesn't love the direction Jay's going. Jay's kind of remembering who Roman used to be, and maybe, should I go that way? I don't know. But everybody loves the Yeet except Jeff Dye. Roman Reigns is kind of like, yo, I got to reset and get in here. Cody Rhodes is like, yo, what am I even doing here? CM Punk's like, yo, F these guys. I'm a champ too. Team Lesnar is Brock Lesnar. That's all you got to say. Logan Paul, right? Everybody loves Logan Paul. He's good in the ring. Drew McIntyre, everybody loves Drew McIntyre. And Braun Breaker and Bronson Reed, the newer blood, but really the leaders of this with Paul Heyman, obviously, and the freshest blood out there. And people are really excited with him. I mean, these are two of Jeff's favorite guys. I really respect both these dudes a ton. The size, Braun's speed is crazy. They can both wrestle their ass off. They give them time to develop on the microphone, and they will. Experience tends to do that. Just be patient, but they got Paul Heyman in the meantime, so it's all good. We got into the match. We got bloody. CM Punk got the shit kicked out of him for a long time. He took a beating for these dudes, man. Like, when you're that old, everything hurts more, and this dude will always bleed for his art. He will cry for his art. He will sweat for his art. Even when he's not going to win, which is very rare, but even when he loses, he gives you the same effort and the same commitment and the same discipline. So for that, you gotta respect Punk for that. I mean, he took an absolute ass kicking in this match. Logan Paul jumped from one end of the ring to the other. That's always cool. Jimmy Uso and Jey Uso got a yeet train going, and they had to back it up and do it again, which was nice. They did their stereo super kicks. Brock Lesnar came in and, of course, kill everybody. That's what he does every time he comes back. And then Roman Reigns and him got in a fight. Once all 10 are in, the match officially begins. And Lesnar hit another F5 on Roman Reigns and said, let's just end the match right now. 1, 2, no, Cody breaks it up. So Cody's a good dude, man. You can trust him. Punk hit a GTS on Lesnar, which is not easy to do. That's a big son of a bitch, and muscle weighs more than fat, and that guy's got a lot of muscle. Logan Paul broke the pin with a frog splash. What else? Paul Heyman snuck Logan some brass knuckles. Paul Heyman's helping out his whole squad, not just the Vision. Yeah. So then we get to the finish. Breaker spears Jimmy and Jay, then Cody. Punk stops him. He goes for a GTS, but Logan saves him. Punk hits Logan with a GTS instead, but the pin gets broken up. Are you still with me? Because then a masked attacker appears in the ring, and he hits Punk with a super kick to the gut. Which, a super kick to the gut, we should just call it a side kick to the gut. A super kick should have to go high, you have to be flexible, and you got to hit him in the chin. He kicked him in the gut from the side, is basically what he did. And then a curb stomp, clearly copying Seth Rollins. Or could it be Seth Rollins? No, this dude was way bigger. At the live show, commentary teased Seth, but they also mentioned he just had a shoulder surgery, and he did just have a shoulder surgery. And again, this physique was bigger, and there's rumors on who it was, and we'll talk about that after the match. The attacker then climbed out of the cage and disappeared into the crowd timekeeper area. Braun Breaker immediately speared Punk. Boom, 1, 2, 3. Not only did Punk take the biggest beating of everybody, he took the pinfall. Respect. Braun Breaker, Drew McIntyre, Logan Paul, Bronson Reed, Brock Lesnar win by pinfall. Everybody posed with Heyman. Pyro goes off. Punk gets up. He gave a little fist bump to Roman. Cody gets up, goes to fist bump Roman. Roman's not having it. Walks away. Punk looks back at Cody. Show closes. Now let's identify the attacker, because here's the rumor, and here's why I think it's true. Everybody's saying the theory is Austin Theory. It wasn't a tight-fitting hoodie, or we would have known right away, but his body was big enough that it was filling it out. So who else could it be? They didn't sign somebody, and it's not going to be like a Solo Sikoa thing. It's not going to be an NXT guy. Where's Austin Theory? What the hell? Like, looks great, awesome body, can talk a little bit. If you give him a real opportunity, he can talk more. If you give him Paul Heyman, he can learn how to talk more. He can wrestle. So I think it's Austin Theory. And then Heyman's got a new vision. right? A new vision for the vision with all these young guys that he can say, this is the future of the company. And with me, I'm going to prove that or spoil that. Spoiler, they're the future. They're the now, whatever. So I think it's Theory as well. I think that's a good room, but I didn't think it when I saw it. I was like, I wonder who that is. I heard about it and was like, oh yeah, that makes sense. So don't think I'm like this super smart dude, because I'm not. Anyway, lots of options for people to go forward with towards CM Punk's title, towards Cody's title. Logan Paul could sneak in there pretty soon. And who knows, it might work. I don't know if the older fans are ever going to give Logan a shot outside of Jeff. Jeff loves him. But young people, do you guys like him? Hit us on Instagram. Let me know. I got to know what you guys think, because you're what they write to. You're what they cater to, because you're who advertisers want. They think old people like me have decided our brands, and we just go with what we know. That's sort of right. But they think younger minds are more influential through commercials and branding and things like that. They think you might want to buy a Slim Jim if you see one on a table. They think you might want to buy some Prime if you see it in the ring. And maybe you do. Let us know. Hit us up tomorrow on Unsanctioned Thursdays, where we'll talk a little more Survivor Series, but old Survivor Series. And maybe I'll give you like a little update on where I've been the last month and all that good stuff. Until then, on behalf of our producer, Alex, on behalf of Jeff, who couldn't be with us today because he's at 32,000 feet flying, and we wish him safe travels, I'm Freddie Prinze Jr. Peace.